until the 1960s, this bit of road used to be part of the highway from Katoomba to Lithgow, which I'm about 8 kilometres outside of at the moment. In the early 1960s, the Lithgow Car Club got permission to use this part of the old Great Western Highway as the Hillclimb, and it was called 40 Bends Hillclimb. However, in 1974, a letter from the New South Wales Police Department said it is not proposed to approve closure of any public road for motorsport unless the event is of national interest. CAMS took the matter to court, and so in retaliation, the local police then demanded that the court make a lot of improvements to the track, including buying land to make a big pit area here. The club didn't have the money to do that, so the place closed. Strong moves to reopen this 40 Bends Hillclimb came in 1977, but just one resident here took the matter to court to stop the Lithgow District Car Club from using it. A mammoth 5-year challenge began in the courts to re-establish, and it was won eventually by the Lithgow District Car Club in 1989. But 3 more years of negotiations were involved in trying to get landowners' permissions to agree to it being reopened. And they wouldn't agree, and so it permanently closed. Let's go for a drive up 40 Bends Hillclimb and see what it was like. The good news is that the Lithgow District Car Club are building a new motorsport complex about 20 kilometres away from here. And if you're ever driving from Katoomba to Lithgow and you want to drive down a hill climb, the turn-in's right off the highway. Back in 1960, there used to be a World War II Catalina flying boat on this man-made lake. I'm at Katoomba in the Blue Mountains of New South Wales, and that's how the racetrack that's right next to this lake got its name, Catalina Park. In 1954, a lot of work began to build a very popular place to race, including me. I raced here. The ARDC, Australian Racing Drivers Club, ended up running it, but there were continual problems because it sits in a natural amphitheatre and there was fog problems. Many a time you'd come for a race day and they couldn't start racing until 10, 11 o'clock because of fog, and it nearly always rained. When the ARDC also started to run Amaroo Park, which was a lot closer to Sydney, competitors preferred it, and the ARDC realised they couldn't stretch their manpower to run both Catalina and Amaroo Park. So they pulled out. A couple of people tried to keep it going, but by about the 1970s, it was all over. It's Australia Day, 1967, in the Blue Mountains of New South Wales, with its usual wet and foggy weather at Catalina Park. Norm Beachy lines up the Chev Nova next to Brian Foley's Cooper S, along with Peter Manton, the king of minis. Pete Gagan trundles out in his Mustang past the Volvos, Renaults, an early Skyline GT and Malcolm Bailey's Zephyr. Five minutes to 1 and the flag drops. Foley fights in vain. Gagan sliding under wheelspin, but Norm storms off the lead. catching Norm. Right on his tail, leaving the tunnel of love. Coming down the hill on lap 3, Pete draws near under brakes. Start of lap 4 and it's tight. Hagen has stopped on the circuit. Oh, Norm is relieved. You one of the faces in this crowd, you'd be over 70 now if you were there. Chev scoops up Wright's Renault Dauphine. Manton is now 3rd, Phil Barnes 4th. Graham Ryan in the Wagon EHS, Bob Holden in the 1100cc Mini in his boot. No one's going to catch Norm, and Matt closes on Foley. Bailey Zephyr. Norm is unbeatable as he starts lap 10 in light drizzle. It's the last lap and Beachy is stuck in first gear. The bricks are coming. The Minis pour it on out of the tunnel. Foley pips Norm by inches over the finish line to win the race. Matt was 3rd by the same margin. What a race, what a race. you will find the detailed history of 150 defunct car racing venues in my new book, Birthplaces of Australian Motor Racing. 410 huge A4 pages, crammed with the personal anecdotes and experiences of the people who raced these tracks. Easy to read, very large font. The most comprehensive and lavishly colour illustrated work on this subject ever.